SFR and Vivendi have had a long and interesting history. It used to be half owned by Vodafone. We'll come on and talk about Vodafone in just a minute. They then took it all in-house, but since we've had Iliad creeping away at market share and becoming very cost competitive, this has been a difficult business. What are the advantages and what are the disadvantages of them offloading it?
Well, the advantages are that Vivendi, as a whole, would get out of what is increasingly a very unfashionable business, which is European mobile. Revenue growth is stagnant at most of these companies, SFR included. Competition is very, very tough. And the costs of building high-speed data networks so we can all use our iPhones are enormous. So if you can get into some punchier, sexier media stuff and get rid of this slow-growing mobile business, that actually could be quite attractive for Vivendi.
But Matthew, this has taken them a year talking about the spin-off. And in the year, they haven't really progressed at all. They're back to square one.
Well, they did try to sell Activision Blizzard, their video game unit, the maker of Call of Duty and other blockbuster titles. Very, very expensive proposition for anyone to buy that. There were no buyers. GVT, a Brazilian broadband provider, was very similar. Vivendi wanted about 8 billion euros, and bids were nowhere near that. So they have tried, but they are back at square one, which is talking about what would essentially be a split up into two of the Vivendi group.
How would it work? Would it be a share offering to existing shareholders? Would they expect somebody like Carlos Slim to step in? He's already a bit stretched. How does this exit work?
I think the mechanics are all a very long way down the road. Presumably a spin-off to existing shareholders would be the most likely. One of the things we do know is that the idea of any such separation would be to load up SFR with most of the existing company's debt. Now, SFR is not growing very fast, but we all pay our phone bills every month. It makes plenty of money. And actually, a manageable amount of debt would not be crippling for SFR.
Would Vodafone be interested in this, given the fact that it may be looking to exit Verizon?
Well, it's certainly possible. As you mentioned, Vodafone used to own about half of SFR. They know the French market very well. France is a very large European economy. I think it is worth wondering whether a company like Vodafone would like to get into, quote-unquote, Southern Europe at the moment. But it is possible, certainly, that they could come back at SFR at some point in the future.